Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
That is right. We are back in Europe.
Wait, this doesn't look like the Midwest in the US?
No, there is not a single place in the US that is this beautiful and this old. Yesterday we arrived to Belgium and we drove straight down about an hour south to the adorable little town of Dinant. Oh my God, you guys, it is like straight out of a freaking fairy tale.
Man, we really missed Europe.
Oh yeah.
If you guys caught our last video, you know that we had about 20 hours of straight travel. We were up for over 30 hours. It was brutal.
Yes, but we made it. I am working on fighting off the jet lag, but so far so good. But we have officially begun our crazy journey that is going to take us across 5 different countries here in Europe.
Yes, we are on a mission to explore some ancient towns, to try some incredible local food, and just squeeze in as much European awesomeness as we can in 5 days.
We've partnered up with Oppo for this little road trip of ours. They've hooked us up with their brand new phone. This is the Reno 14 Pro. It has some crazy photo capabilities and AI features that we're going to use to capture the journey and keep this little adventure on track. I think that's enough talk and I can just look from afar no longer. To the Citadel!
All the way up. All right, we're heading up to the Citadel, but we have approximately 1 million stairs to go.
Oh boy, I didn't sign up for this.
And the sun's out, and just kidding. There's a cable car.
Oh yeah.
Right there. We're gonna go take that. We're officially in the Citadel and we're learning that I guess up here is where all of the cannons were. So the men would manually roll these into place. They would use a hoist to get it up on here.
Yeah, because this thing is very heavy.
And then I guess you stick it out there, wait for the enemy, and hope for the best.
Yeah, I can't even imagine like a cannonball actually firing through this and hitting something.
Can you even imagine what it was like?
She said, hey, should I say something stupid? And stupid me, I turned the camera on for that.
So you're stupid twice.
Well, the views from the top are pretty dang spectacular. Man, this is a pretty cool looking town, huh? The view from up here probably hasn't even really changed since like hundreds of years ago at this fortress. You can actually see our apartment. That little pointed rooftop over there is our window from our apartment. It's so cool how everywhere you look, there's some ancient building like a chateau, some kind of fort built into the wall. There's a crazy like a castle spire thing over there, and every single bit of it is probably older than our country is. We were just looking at some of these old relics from the Citadel and we were wondering what on earth is that? But our phone has this handy feature called Circle to Search, so you just point it at the object, circle it, and then believe it or not, it figured out exactly what this is. It's an antique water pump. I had no idea. You guys, I took a little selfie and now I officially know what it's like to be a soldier of the Citadel.
That was horrifying. I think you might have actually been a ghost here.
Oh yeah.
Directly below the Citadel is this very grand church, and it's definitely worth taking a stroll through. It has some of the most intricate stained glass windows we have ever seen in our entire lives.
Yeah, the architecture is just incredible in there.
It's beautiful. I can't believe today we build like these such bland gray boxes. This is what we could be doing.
Yeah, wow.
So we have explored the town by land, by air, cable car, and all we have left to do is by sea or by river. There are so many beautiful chateaus and just houses everywhere along the river, so we figured this is the best way to take it all in. Fun fact, Adolf Sachs was born here in 1814, and I'll give you one guess as to what he invented. Adolf Sachs. A phone.
You can actually play the saxophone, can't you?
Oh yeah. Can you give me one in post?
Oh yeah.
Night has fallen, and the Citadel might be even more epic at night, y'all. They turn these lights on, it looks so majestic and mighty sitting up there. We've just been using the opportunity of having this awesome view to take some photos. With this river here, the lights really reflect in it, and this phone is awesome at taking low light photos. It looks like a painting or something down there.
I'm glad we got the place with the view now. We had to pay a little extra for it, but it is very nice to be able to sit here and just take it all in.
It's, yeah, definitely worth it.
Well, we are back on the road. We actually took a about 4-hour drive south of Belgium, and we have officially entered Germany. The minute we entered the country, everything just turned beautiful. There's just all this forest land and hilly landscape all around us. And all of a sudden, there's all these churches and castles and manors just off in the hills.
We're going deep into the Black Forest.
Ooh, scary.
Spooky. Except it shouldn't be scary at all. It should be very picturesque and lovely. Welcome to the heart of the Black Forest. This adorable town is called Schiltach. When you come to this area, there are a lot of charming little towns, but I think we found the best and the most authentic. From what I was reading, a lot of these towns are very touristic, which makes sense because everybody wants to come here because it's so lovely. It sits right on a beautiful flowing river. It actually runs into another river, so it makes this lovely little T, which is where the town lies, and it's very small, very walkable, and all of these houses with their timber framing, I mean, they're just straight out of a snow globe, or like a perfect little gingerbread house.
We've just been strolling around the town. We are basically the only ones here, definitely some of the only tourists, and it is absolutely stunning. This is a place that feels like it's been like this since it was founded.
I mean, technically it has been. 750 years this city's been here.
Yeah, they just celebrated their 750th anniversary.
So we found the perfect photo spot, but somebody left the tripod back in the hotel room. But we came up with a workaround. I put my phone in my purse pocket, and it's gonna take a photo of us.
And it's on top of a parking meter. That'll do it though. Look, it's perfect. We've also been wearing the Oppo Watch X2 Mini, and it has this really cool feature where you can actually look through your phone's camera and set up your shot.
I'm just trying to line up the shot. It shows me a little preview of what the camera's seeing back there. So I'm trying to make sure I'm like in the middle. I think it's good. Nailed it.
We're in the Black Forest. We figured we should get Black Forest cake and Black Forest ham. Up until now, we had no idea that both of these dishes actually originated from the Black Forest region here in Germany.
It looks like you're wearing this ornate hat behind you.
Oh, that thing's intense. Yeah. They have a picture back here of these ladies wearing it, and they look pretty serious. I would not want to mess with them. I'm
doing what my parents always told me not to do. Eating dessert first. I'm spoiling my appetite.
I mean, the cake just looks too beautiful not to eat right away.
So pretty. This is a layer cake. So it's got cocoa powder in there, cherries, kirsch, which I found out is a clear brandy, some whipped cream up there, some chocolate on top. If you are in the EU, in order for you to call this Black Forest cake, the cherries have to be from here. Now anywhere else, like in the States we're from, anybody could throw any old cherry in there, which I guess is what we've been growing up with. I don't think can you get a little bit of everything? Yeah, I'll get a little bit of everything on there.
Oh, you
this is an Eric-sized bite.
Yeah.
Oh, there's brandy in there, yeah. I mean, it's delicious. It's light and fluffy, not overwhelmingly sweet, but the cherry goo in there, I was very surprised by that. It's way more tart and sour than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really sweet.
It's incredibly airy. It's the most airy cake that I've ever eaten. And you can taste the alcohol, for sure. All right, you gotta continue deeper into the Black Forest and try the ham.
I have eaten Black Forest ham in the US, and it never ever looked like this. But also, like the cake, in order for it to be called Black Forest ham here in the EU, it has to be produced in a very specific region here in the Black Forest. Oh, that tastes like a smoky fire. Oh my gosh. We ended up getting this breakfast platter, so it came with the Black Forest ham, some salami, pickles, a couple different types of cheeses, and some sausage on the side.
And they're not big on iced coffee in this area, so we're sticking with the classic cappuccinos. Turns out that in town they have a timber museum, and that makes a lot of sense because the timber industry has been huge throughout the centuries in this town. Obviously, when you look around, you can see all the timber framing that they use to build all the houses in the area. Most importantly, this museum is completely free, and it is worth a stop because it is so cool to see how they work with these huge logs. They actually have water wheels that are running right now that are connected to the transmission machines that use this system of gears and pulleys to transfer power to all the different log machines. But it's a really windy day, man. Long hair, I'm still getting used to this.
It looks beautiful, babe.
It's a lot of work. Okay, let's go. You guys, I have become one with all the woodland creatures of Germany. Is this what it feels like to be a lumberjack in the 1800s? All the animals just came out and hung out with you?
It kind of looks like they all want to attack you, maybe.
Oh yeah, they do. Probably because I'm destroying their habitat.
So one thing to keep in mind is that everything here is in German. There's no English to be found. But luckily, our Reno 14 has AI translation. So you just take a photo and it translates on the spot for you. So now I know that this is a silver fir and it is the most common tree species of the spruce.
We just stumbled upon one of the houses in town that is actually getting like complete restoration work done on it. And look how they do this timber framing. I've never actually seen one of these being put together. And then right in the middle of it, they have a concrete structure. It's definitely like old meets new. But it's pretty cool that they keep this style and preserve it, right?
Well, night has fallen and we have come to a little nearby bar, gotten ourselves a couple drinks. Man, I forgot how much I loved being out and exploring Europe. Especially in the summertime, you get so much sunlight. You guys already know that our phones are pretty great in low light. We've just been messing around with it in here because, as you can see, the lights are very, very low.
You can get a shot doing a long exposure mode that uses all this AI magic to make it look crisp. But for a different vibe, you can use their AI flash mode. It takes photos at a bunch of different lighting and then condenses them down to a really crisp looking photo.
All right, but we're gonna chill, finish our drinks, and then it's off to a probably even more beautiful town tomorrow.
Well, good morning, y'all. It is a beautiful summer day here in southern Germany. We decided we should go skiing. That's why we're on a ski lift.
We're on a ski lift. No, we're not going skiing. We're going on that thing.
It's a freaking mountain coaster, you guys.
And we have found the biggest and the best in Germany.
Technically, you get to control your speed, so it depends on how much you want to be a little speed devil.
No brakes, man.
Well, there's no doubt this is the longest mountain coaster that we've ever seen in our lives. It just goes on forever up this mountainside.
I feel like we keep cresting over the hill. I'm thinking, oh, this is where we get off. No, it's just even more uphill.
Dude. It goes on forever.
Ever.
Oh, this is gonna be rad. Well, we made it to the top, and as expected, the views are spectacular. They do have a little pub up here that's probably open on the weekends, but we came on the weekday, and I think that's the way to do it because there's nobody else here. Are you ready to experience the Hasenhorn?
Yes.
It doesn't sound that intimidating, does it?
No, it doesn't. It sounds very gentle and soothing.
Oh, it's not gonna be though. It's gonna be the ride of your life. That way. Woohoo! And we're off, baby. We're gonna take it slow right out of the gate because it's a little terrifying.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, you guys, this thing goes really fast and there are so many turns. Okay, but I'm braking. Dang, I thought I would make it with no brakes, but I can't do it. Woohoo!
Oh my God, those turns are terrifying. You guys, it seriously feels like you're gonna fly right off the track. This is nuts. How was it?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all.
That was pretty slick, huh?
There were like 360 degrees. It was like I was being flushed down a toilet. How does my hair look after that?
Oh, it looks great. Man, I had to use the brakes a lot because it was pretty terrifying.
A lot. I really thought, last time we did this, I think I used the brakes and Eric didn't, and he got some major speed, and I was like, I'm gonna be so badass and not use them.
But
I used them.
Some of those turns feel like you're just gonna go flying off into the countryside. Yeah. Pretty scary.
Well, it would be a beautiful way to die.
All right, I feel alive.
Yeah. Now let's go into the mountains.
That way. We have officially arrived to Switzerland and we got our first little peak of the Alps, and they never get old, you guys. Just beautiful snow-capped peaks off in the distance.
I didn't know whether all the snow would be melted or not, but there is still a ton up there.
Oh yeah, and we are going to get up into it.
Woo!
Well, if you guys thought that charming little town in Germany was beautiful, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I feel like we're topping every city we go to.
Yeah, I mean, look at the views here in Switzerland. Oh my God, we got the Alps surrounding us. They're still snow covered. Is that a freaking glacier over there?
Yeah, there's just you know, casually glaciers everywhere.
I wish we could get across just the grand scale of all this. It's just a wall of green mountains and crazy vegetation and little houses just sprinkled throughout the hillside.
I'm very glad we're here in the summer, because in the winter, this town would look like the top of those mountains.
Yeah, I think it gets pretty brutal. So we actually arrived to the town of Lauterbrunnen, I think is how you say it, but it's that town way down there. But from there, you have to get on this cogwheel train, and that takes you all the way up the hillside to this little village, which is called Wengen. Cars aren't really allowed up here, so you have to take the train. That's the only way to get here.
Yep.
Aside from like some delivery vehicles and hotel vehicles and stuff like that. So there are a few cars.
This is movie level stuff, I feel like. Not things we should be seeing in our real life. Up in the mountains, but obviously you can go much, much higher. In fact, most people come from here and take a train way up into there. The highest train station in all of Europe actually sits up there. It's about an hour train ride. It takes you to this pretty amazing observatory, but we looked into tickets, and for Eric and I to go round trip, it was 600 USD.
What?
And I feel like that's a little too much, especially because we here in the summertime, it is kind of overrun with tourists. So instead, we're gonna take a gondola and go up there and do a hike along that ridge. It's very cold up at the top. There's still so much snow up there. And up there, I think it's gonna be about 70 degrees and perfect.
Well, the cable car is pretty slick, and they let you go up and actually ride outside of it in this little spot on the top.
Pro tip, try to be the first person on board and sit on the right side as you're going up. You'll get the best views over there. Well, this isn't a bad spot, eh?
No, not at all. Can you guys believe this? This is insane. So there's a walking path that goes for about a mile that takes you to a train station that takes us back to town. But it's taken us forever because we have to stop every 2 seconds and admire this incredible beauty that we're surrounded with.
Y'all.
What the heck?
We love Texas and the desert, but you can't beat snow-capped mountains,
no, man.
Amazing green rolling hills.
It's almost too beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could look at this every single day of my life because everything else would just pale in comparison. All right, let's keep going so we don't waste the entire day.
With the sound of music. One of the absolute best things about hiking in the Alps is that almost inevitably along the trail or at the end of it, there's a pub. And that holds true for this hike.
I mean, look at this view. It looks fake. Yeah, I'm just kidding. This is a green screen behind her.
It looks like it. I can't even process that it's real. Oh, in fact, I think that little speck right there is the station. Sweet.
Yeah, so that's where the train takes you to.
You guys know we've been wearing this Oppo Watch X2 Mini, and it actually automatically tracks your workout. So it got my little hike here. It shows you your pace, your heart rate, how many calories you burned, all kinds of stuff, even your elevation. And then right here it has my total steps for the day. We've done almost 12,000. It'll be many more than that soon enough.
I'm definitely feeling it already.
Yeah. Well, you can't come to Switzerland and not get fondue, and we might have lucked out with the most epic spot to eat fondue, not only in Switzerland, but I think maybe the world, y'all.
Yeah, not a bad view, huh?
Not bad at all.
I guess that'll fondue.
That's a good one. We've got a nice little setup here with all of our cheese. We've got a whole bowl of potatoes, some cheeky veg, and bread. So I know this because of the Cheesecake Factory. That's the closest to fondue we have in the States. You dip the bread in the delicious cheese. Oh my god. And then make sure it's not gonna burn. The cheese is perfectly stinky, which means it is perfectly delicious. The bread is really dense, perfect for sopping up all that cheese. One great and horrible thing about summertime in Europe is that the sun sets crazy late. It didn't get dark here in town until almost 11 p.m. We have been staying up accidentally till like 2 a.m. just because the sun sets at 10 or 11, and then your body's like, now it's time to decompress. But really, it's time to go to bed. Luckily, though, there are plenty of bars in this town, and some of them are open late, like this one.
So this is obviously an impossibly dark scene for a camera phone, but luckily the Reno 14 phone that we've been using is a beast in low light, so we were able to get a little shot here in the bar. And with all its AI magic behind the scenes, the photo was surprisingly crisp. Check this out. There's a couple people in the background, and they have this AI eraser tool. I just outline these people like so. And then they're gone. Is that crazy or what?
That is freaking wild.
It filled it in with a bar where there was no bar.
Well, we're back on the road, heading further south. We're still in Switzerland, I think. We just went through what we thought was a toll booth, and then we got a little piece of paper that says loading information. I think we're about to get on a train or something.
Like our car is gonna go on a train. Well, whatever it is, it costs 28 bucks. 28 Swiss anyway.
One of the things is keep calm, stay in the car and follow instructions of railway staff at all times. Keep calm. I'm not calm because you said that.
Our phones have Gemini AI built into them, so we're gonna see if we can figure out how long this tunnel is.
How long is the Lochberg Tunnel in Switzerland?
The Lochberg Summit Tunnel in Switzerland is 14.612 kilometers.
I guess we're just gonna go through the Alps instead of over? I feel like it's a really weird ride at Disneyland or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but being in a car on a train is, I don't like this feeling. I don't know, I feel like I'm even less in control than when I'm just sitting on a train.
Well, we made it. That was pretty nuts, huh?
Well, now I guess we've been on a ferry boat and now a ferry train. Next up, a ferry plane.
I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen.
That we're here. This town is epic, y'all. This is so pretty, but these roads are so tiny.
You're doing a great job, though.
Thanks.
Well, that was a long driving day, but we have arrived, and this is one of the most adorable little Italian towns we've ever been to. Check this out. It sits right beneath this epic little keep up there. We're definitely gonna be checking that out. Before we get all our stuff, we're gonna go check in, and this should be number 3 is ours.
Yes. Oh, okay.
She said it was a really old building.
She said it's from the 1600s, y'all. This looks 1600s-y.
Well, this is way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. What the heck? The pictures did not do it justice. Dude, check this out. This is the view. Oh my gosh.
God. I don't know what's more beautiful, mountains or vineyards. Because vineyards mean there's wine in my future. I am so proud of our little journey so far. I feel like we have found the best little towns in all of Europe.
Yeah, there's not a single other tourist that we've seen in this town.
No,
so
not this one. Awesome. All these views are absolutely incredible, but we want to get even better views. And the way to do that is up in the castle. So we're finally going to take our tour and see what secrets it holds. These castles always have a lot of secrets. Well, I didn't think the views could get any better here in this town, but they do, up in the castle. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've never seen so many vineyards in one place.
yeah, and we keep saying, we've been to Tuscany, but I feel like this is way more beautiful.
This puts Tuscany to shame, for sure. Our tour guide just told us that this village has 50 houses, 31 of which are wine cellars. That's how prevalent wine is here. So I guess on that side is where the wine is grown, and on this side is where hazelnuts are grown.
Yeah, so that's why there's far less vineyards over here. Those are all hazelnut trees.
And if you guys are fans of Nutella, it was invented here, not in this town, but in a neighboring town. Man, so many delicious things. Wines and Nutella, yes please, for the rest of my life. We just came back to our apartment and the sun just set, so we came out to get a little view. Apparently, there are mountains out there. It's been so hazy we haven't been able to see them, but there are peaks everywhere.
Pretty sweet sunset though, huh? The colors are great.
You can't top it. You really can't.
We've just been going through some of the photos we've been taking with our phone. We also have the Oppo Pad SE, and it's really easy to share the photos between these. The phone's already connected to the pad, so we just click here, and then we can see all the photos that we've taken right here. This makes it a heck of a lot easier to review them and edit the photos. Man, Switzerland was nuts, huh?
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
We just head back there after this?
I mean, look at this view. This looks like it's not real. Looks like AI generated that. We're gonna work on these photos a little bit, but tomorrow we are going to have even more epic views. They're gonna be very, very different from these ones.
We have made it to our final stop on our epic road trip. We've come all the way down to the very south of France, the French Riviera. Riviera. This magical little village is called Ez.
Yeah, I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Whatever it's called, it's amazing. It's magical and definitely the best way to end this trip.
Yeah, it's just built into this rock side, and it has all these winding corridors with stone streets and stone walls, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Looks like a movie set.
Yeah, we're gonna use a lot of adjectives here. Probably too many of the same ones. Magical, stunning,
Hey,
all those good ones.
it's Europe. What are you gonna do?
I mean, what else can describe this? Oh my word. This village is filled with so many magical little corners like this. I think enchanted, is that the word? Is that the term? You have to be a princess to live here, I think. Well, I'm just gonna say, this European road trip has been an absolute success.
Definitely.
5 days-ish, maybe a couple for extra driving and rest days.
Yeah, but for, 5 days of exploring, so.
Yeah, 5 days of exploring in 5 different countries. Man, it has been an absolute blast, and I think these cities have been some of the most amazing and beautiful and quaint towns that we have ever found in Europe.
And most importantly, we hope that we've inspired you guys to check out some of these places, because definitely worth it. We found some gems, I think.
I know.
We got more adventures coming up in Europe, though.
Yeah, don't worry, this is not it, but we will be slowly making our way back up north.
But for now, we're gonna have some drinks, watch the sun go down in the shade,
In the shade.
and chill.
All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.